The cold took my legs. I sit for an hour in front of my fire. The damned cold outside of this cave is too dangerous for man or beast to wander. My feet froze and shattered before long, and my legs quickly followed. If it weren't for the traces of enchantment in the cursed snow, I'd have quickly expired. But no. Whatever mad sorcerer made this damned blizzard, they want everything in it to suffer. The ice that capped what little remained of my legs refuses to thaw. No natural heat will affect the enchanted cold. At least the fire barely keeps the rest of me warm enough. I look out of the opening in the cave opposite my fire. The storm rages on, but the snow doesn't gather far into my hiding place. One touch of it would be enough to take the part of my body it met with its merciless cold. I am safe, but also trapped. Dawn never breaks through the heavy clouds. The storm subsides, the sky brightens, but it never clears, and the snow never melts. I can't hunt, no creature wanders. I can't gather, the berries are as frozen as my legs. I can't leave. I'm going to die here. The wind whispers my name. I raise my head. My ears must be playing tricks on me. How could I hear my own name in the blistering cold wind? There's no one else out there. Then I hear it again, deeper, droning, closer. Then he appears. A man wrapped in a thick coat steps into my cave, bringing in a layer of cursed snow with him. His clothing is a dark blue, the trim lined with thick tufts of white. His coat drapes down to his knees, where thick leggings tuck into a pair of large boots. A thick hood hides his head, apart from a glowing pair of fiendish white orbs. In his hand, the man clutches a staff carved from ice. "Hello again," he says to me. "I see the cold has already immobilized you." I can't see his full face behind the fur around his hood, but I can tell he's smiling. I glare at him from behind my fire. My brow tightens as I back up against the wall. "Theodore, this is going too far. Innocent people and creatures are suffering." Theodore chuckles. "Whatever hurts you the most, Malcolm, whether it's losing your legs to a cursed frost or the suffering of others." He takes one step closer to me, but maintains a distance from the fire. "You always were so empathetic for the less fortunate. As Grand Mages, it is our creed to use our power to aid those who need it, not act upon our own rivalry." Theodore's eyes narrow. "Don't act so righteous, Malcolm. I've stood in your shadow for too many years. Too many times has our master seen you only for your achievements, and I for my faults. Now look at us. I, a master of ice with accursed snow over an entire forest, and you, a legless husk of a man who can't even conjure more than candlelight. That's what this is about. Theodore, casting a cursed frost over an entire forest doesn't make you the better mage. If our master could see you now, our master was the first to freeze." Theodore lurches forward, then quickly reels back from the heat of the fire. He was the first to see the power I command, the power he refused to acknowledge. He steps backward into his snow. Now he stands, eternally frozen in his tower, while his favorite student meets the fate he deserves. Freezing in my shadow, where you belong. I can't believe what I'm hearing. I know Theodore isn't the better student between us. He'd fumble his magic, miscast a spell, and occasionally turn our master's beard into ice. I have my faults too, but Master praised me over him because I am actually careful with my magic. Theodore is not. He casts his ice spells without any refinement, like he only cares about being able to, rather than doing so responsibly. That's why Master scolded him. He was too reckless. It wasn't about power, Theodore. Master scolded you because you lacked refinement. Theodore lowers his staff and pins my shoulder to the wall with ice. Refinement. That's all he ever said to me. Because that's all you didn't have. What's the point of power if you can't control yourself with it? Theodore only laughs. Can't control myself. I think I'm doing just fine. I can wander through my cursed snow without issue. I have you at my mercy. Master has seen the error of his judgment. I have everything I wanted without consequence. Everything has consequence, Theodore, especially magic. Or have you not noticed your newfound aversion to the heat of my fire? What are you talking about? Theodore steps forward and immediately gasps and reels from the heat of the dying fire. What? He actually doesn't know. This is what I'm talking about. The more you abuse your magic, the more you become part of it. He shakes his head. He reaches a hand toward my fire and winces in pain. No. That can't be. It's barely hot at all. You overused your ice. Now you are becoming ice yourself. Any amount of heat is unbearable to you, I say, wincing in pain from the ice on my shoulder and capping the stumps of my legs. This is what Master was trying to prevent. Theodore pulls back his hood. His skin has turned blue by his magic. His hair gone white and as stiff as frozen branches. He is already too far gone. I thought the realization would show him his mistakes, teach him that his errors have an irreparable effect on him. It did, but he immediately takes it the wrong way. If I can't live in warmth anymore, then neither will you. With a wave of his ice staff, the magical snow billows in and suffocates my fire. I try to protest, but he's already covered my mouth in more cursed ice. In fact, why should anyone know warmth? I've suffered long enough in silence. Perhaps it's time for the world to know. He turns around and walks back into his cursed storm. He pauses at the opening and looks at me over his shoulder. The last fire mage, and the last the world will know of the concept of fire. With that, he disappears into the raging blizzard, leaving me to freeze alone. As the small bit of the world I'm in fades away, I can hear the maniacal laughter of my brother echo farther and farther away. I've lost him, and he's thrown me away.